All right, good morning. Sorry about no video yesterday. I had actually flipped my position. My analysis was basically the same as it was the day prior. And so at the end of that day, I just kind of reversed my position, and I didn't have my computer. I ended up working remotely and just kind of like watching things from my phone, which was interesting because I kept telling myself, well, if this rally looks like it's going to fizzle, I'll just get out. And obviously, if you traded yesterday, I mean, literally just one sided. I think it at one point it like had a backtrack of like 8 or 9 points at best. Other than that, it was just up, up, up. So it was a really easy trade to do. I closed out at the end of yesterday, um, and have decided I might just like kind of sit for a minute. I definitely would have thought that things are going to come back, but I wasn't able to. I still wasn't at my computer until this morning. So, and now that I'm looking at it this morning, I mean, I have some areas that maybe I'd want to enter into a short, but I think had I been sitting here, I would have seen the 4 hour uptrend specifically at 41.58, which was a lower high, and I probably would have tried to enter around there. Um, so probably a little late to the game because I had other things going on. But I mean, yesterday netted me. I think I made about $3,800. So I certainly can't complain about that. If I'm not able to get into this next trend here, what I'd probably be looking for if I was gonna short would be like a movement back below the 6 hour to look for like a longer held position. Um, but we'll see. So what happened with yesterday, with it skyrocketing up like it did, is that we basically got a ton of uptrends, right? So, which is what I had said in my video on Wednesday, was that we were violating too many trends to continue more downward motion. Um, and I sort of was expecting Wednesday. I ended up staying out all day, but I was expecting Wednesday to kind of have a bit of a rally. Ended up lower, which caused us to almost hit a 12-hour trend like it was signaling, but we lost it before it could close. And when it did that, even the 12-hour would have also been a higher low. So at the close of that one, I thought, maybe we could go down a little bit, but I looked at the earnings and I commented on the fact that Meta's earnings were fine. Um, so I went with it. I was a bit surprised when I was checking with the market calendar, and I'll talk about that the extent of the rally yesterday, given some of the economic data that we had, but it is earnings season, and I think earnings just kind of like wiped away anything that the economic data is forecasting at this moment. Um, and so now that I think that some of those earnings are gone, maybe we start looking at things in a more realistic macroeconomic condition. So, but when we got all these, you can see the 30-minute was a lower high, and then we got a low again today from the little bit of down movement, which is already a lower low because it had gone for so long on the last downtrend. But when the 1 hour uptrend hit, it was a lower high. The 2 hour uptrend was a lower high. The 3 hour is a higher high by I think like 1 point or 2 points. I think it was like 41.51 was the last uptrend, and now we're at 41.54. And likewise, the 4 hour is kind of the same. The last uptrend we had on the 4 hour was like 41.65, and now it's 41.58, which gives us a lower high. However, to me, like all of those signal that we should be good. Um, Pretty sure I need to change this. Yeah. So, we would be pretty good. We didn't get a 6 hour uptrend, but the problem with getting a 6 hour then on that would be we'd have to violate all the trends going the opposite direction. So yeah, I definitely think we're now getting ready to send some of these trends downward because of that. However, because of the fact that I've already made a decent chunk of my money, I don't know that I'll trade today. Again, being that my entry point would have been 41.58 if I had been at my computer and I missed it, and we're already 17 points below that. So it is possible, I guess, if we, come back up to that position, maybe I would get in there. Looking at things, there's really no earnings today, except for Chevron. But for the most part, Fridays don't tend to have a lot of companies reporting earnings. But we do have PCE today, and we're going to have personal spending, both of which I think could really impact the market with some recessionary concerns or helping to eliminate recessionary concerns. So, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I really think going into the PCE, we're probably going to get some kind of significant movement today, one way or the other, based on that information. I don't think it'll be a quiet trading day once that comes out. Um, the interesting thing that I was surprised at is I thought that the rally from yesterday would really fade off at some point. I was surprised that it just kept going, because if you looked at the information that came in yesterday, jobless claims went down, like there was less than expected, which is that issue that the job market seems to remain robust, um, and can cause an issue. But GDP fell well below also. So it's like kind of like this thing of like, oh, we our GDP, our economy is slowing, but these jobs won't give up at the same time, which is, they kind of want to see the job market cool in order to help fight inflation. So we can't get the job market to cool, and yet our economy is slowing, which means that we're not going to be able to release the tension on the economy because we can't get this job market to slow down. Um, and I mean, in theory, looking at it, but the economy is slowing down, so it could be an issue. And then you could see there was a huge issue in pending home sales as well. So clearly, what the Fed is doing is working in terms of slowing the economy. But I guess it begs the question: is it going to be an issue if our labor force never dwindles at all? Right? Which, I mean, you would think that's a good thing. We don't want people out of work. Being out of work sucks. So I guess it depends on how you want to look at it. But then we'll just have to see. Like, the really one more than PC, I think, that I'm interested in today is the personal income and spending. To see, are people spending money, and are they making significantly less? So yeah, that's about it. Looking at it, you can see the daily FX sentiment is massive net short right now, because of that rally from yesterday. A lot of people going in short. Again, it's just one website's thing. It's still, if you go through the things like the US dollar, still appears that everybody is expecting it to regain some strength, which would make sense if people want to take the money out of the market and put it back into cash briefly. That the dollar could be regaining some value for them to want to do it, and that lessening of the US dollar's value could be why nobody wants to take their money out of stocks, because cash is bad when cash is becoming less valuable. So, yeah, that's about it. Safe trading, remember risk management. I see today as a negative day. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit back down to about 41.20 and at least give up like half the gains of yesterday. If we don't have a total just rocket move off of the PCE data. So, yeah, safe trading, remember risk management.